And welcome back to another episode of the greatest podcast on the planet. Oh, I almost. Tornado warning. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oxford, Ohio. Hiding under the table.
Well, I guess we're gonna vacate to the bottom. I don't know. We'll see
Really?
what happens. That another episode of the Bozo, greatest podcast on the planet. My nick is Bulldog, and my name is Cody. My partner, my co-host,
Rabbi Mo right here with you for tons of fun, tons of stimulating,
I know.
and are you ready? Are you ready for the word?
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, like, I'm not sure if we're actually supposed to be worried about this.
Oh wait,
tornado.
you may need to leave. Are we
Yeah.
really starting or no? Is that from
No, let's
like,
start.
the
Let's
National
start. I
Weather
don't think it's
Service, or
that.
is that a Oxford notification?
I don't know. I think we're chilling.
I think we're fine.
I think we're chilling.
I think we're fine.
You call me if it actually is serious.
It's dark out. I'm not gonna up to it out the window.
That's true. I hear the siren outside.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Well, we can get this done. We can lock in.
What? Let's
We
lock
can
in.
lock in and get this done. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, we're gonna keep this in.
I'll see. I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, that's the intro.
Well, no, I didn't tell you that everyone should be in store for a
Right.
metamorphosizing.
Wait. So the word, please, besides the tornado siren.
I know. I was just getting to it.
Okay. Well, sorry, we got interrupted. Sorry.
Everybody, settle in, buckle up for a metamorphosizing time of sports and life.
Can we get a definition, please?
Metamorphosis,
Mm-hmm.
something, a dramatic shift, change. Metamorphosizing.
Physically, mentally,
Yes.
chemically.
Yes. Spiritually. When you are done with this podcast, you will be metamorphosized. I don't know into what, but it'll be more. It'll be better. It'll be great.
I'm so ready to be metamorphosized, and hopefully it's not by this tornado that's outside my room at the moment. All right. Without further ado, we're getting to the question of the bye week, as always. And
Although it's really more than it's a couple bye weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, fans. We had some technical difficulties last time, but we're back nonetheless.
We are back.
What is that scarf, by the way, behind you?
Which one?
The blue one. It looks like a Hanukkah scarf.
Blue one. This
No,
is a
left side. Far, yeah.
A Mimi talit, knitted talit. It's Mimi made for me.
Shout out Mimi, even though she doesn't even watch this.
You know, if she would, maybe she will.
Okay, anyways. Question of the bye week. Current times say that WNBA, women's basketball, the whole thing is on the rise, mainly thanks to CC or Caitlin Clark. Okay. Some Charles Barkley, Shaq say that they cared more about the women's March Madness than the men's March Madness. Now we know we're very behind on that front. The draft happened. There's a high viewership, and then we're just about to get to the season here. So I guess
right now in Indy, do you think there's more hype over the Pacers in the second round or CC about to start her season?
Well, I just found out that the game they just lost, they lost by a point today. So I'm guarantee you I know more about Caitlin Clark's preseason performance than actual Pacers. So what is the exact question we're asking again?
That was your job. You were supposed to introduce. Are we at the moment? Here's the question.
The question.
Are we at the moment where the WNBA is about to supersede the NBA? There's another word for you, supersede. You can go look it up. We saw the women's tournament arguably take over in popularity and awareness for the men's tournament. Are we in the midst of that happening on the professional level? That was the question of the bye week that we asked at the one recording that didn't make it. And your answer is?
My answer, no.
No.
I do think that right now it may look that way. And I do think Caitlin Clark made it bigger. Like they just let the WNBA have charter planes and stuff like that. So they're moving to new venues, bigger venues for more people. Until the basketball gets better, which might be hard to do, I don't think it's going to happen because we all love, or not all of us, but today's day and age, it's all about shooting the three and playing no defense, which is not really what the WNBA does. So.
Well, from that perspective, you can argue that the WNBA basketball might be better basketball. The NBA certainly has incredible athletes, incredible athleticism, and incredible moments to watch. Unless you were watching a certain playoff game last night in Denver, then you might not think that.
We're not addressing that ginormous elephant in the room. Okay, we're not addressing
it. It's
might be
painful
right
even,
there.
It's painful even to approach it like that.
No, we're just leaving him there. Give him his peanuts and just leave him be.
Okay, Ellie, we'll leave you there. Anyways, you might argue that the WNBA basketball is already better. I'm not the only one saying this. A lot of people would say that they play a more pure fundamental brand of basketball.
I mean, like the actual basketball, but I'm not sure if many people would say the WNBA is better than the NBA.
But we're in the moment. You can't see when those moments happen. When you're in the moment, you don't know until then you look back and say, whoa, something was shifting there. There's lots of things happening, not just in basketball, I think with women in the country. And I think that there may be something going on. And CC is ahead of it. It's not just her. There's a wave of players.
Do you think like the NIL and everything really helps with this? Like,
I don't think NIL plays. I mean, it's got a little bit because any college program that wants to be successful has to have that. That actually may keep, unless they regulate it, that may keep the men's ahead because there is more money in the men's right now.
this is true. So in 10 years, CC will probably still be playing. What do we think should be different?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you ask the question, and then if I'm answering the question, like I just said what I think, maybe we're in that moment, but then I'm not going to probably watch any WNBA basketball game this summer.
I mean, I might tune into one Caitlin Clark game, especially if she makes it to the playoffs.
Right. I may play. I know she's playing. I may even sit down to watch her, not just it. So there may be a few minutes of the game. If there's something else on, I'm doing something else. And oh yeah, I'll watch this. The appointment viewing more likely would be for her, but it's possible not at all. So maybe it's not shifting, or maybe I'm not the demo. I'm an old white guy. I'm an old white guy. I'm not the demographic anymore. You're the demographic.
Over under 3.5 games watched in the next 10 years.
10 years. Well, if I go by an older white guy, and that's your grandfather and my dad, he loves the women's way more than men.
Whoa, I didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe the demographic skews the inversely. So the older and whiter you are, the more you like the women's game. And I don't know, I don't know if that's it either.
I will say if the WNBA becomes popular in the betting world, then maybe I might watch more games. All right. Enough of that.
All right. We will see, Cody, if Caitlin Clark metamorphosizes
the world,
the basketball scene.
I guess we'll come back from.
Welcome back, Mozo Nation. We are here. I'm very excited to introduce a new segment, a new aspect to the planet's greatest podcast. We're calling it The Vault.
Wait, hang on, wait a minute. I know I messed up mine too, but sorry, somebody's calling me. 1 second. Jello, upstairs. I'm recording very important, the world's greatest podcast with my dad. The greatest podcast on the planet with the rabbi. I know, I can hear it. Yeah, well, if it gets more serious, just call me. I'll cut down.
What's that serious enough yet?
Okay, back to podcast. Back to the greatest podcast on the planet.
On the planet. Got to do this on the planet.
On the planet.
On the planet.
No, the farther sideways your head goes, the greater it is.
On the
planet. Okay. Let's
All right, so our new segment.
Vault. New segment alert. Oh,
new segment alert. Woo, woo, woo.
Our 20.
Welcome, Mo Nation. Can I talk? Are you going to keep talking over me?
I really hope you can't hear this siren right now.
I cannot.
Okay, good.
So all of a sudden, if like a door comes flying and takes your head off,
this will be the greatest podcast on the planet.
It'll be the most watched podcast in the world.
Honestly, not a bad way to go out.
Through my tears.
Sports with my dad. That's a pretty good way to go out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Through my tears, I'll go viral.
Hey, that's all we care about these days. Clicks.
Clicks, right? Doesn't matter.
All right, let's talk about this vault thing.
All right. Welcome to the vault, Mozo Nation. We've been doing this for a while. We've said a lot of things, most of them goofy and stupid, but every once in a while, maybe in the goofy and stupid things, but every once in a while, we say something that's worthwhile bringing back because it's amazing that one of us said it at the time.
You know what they say? Every blind squirrel finds a nut.
Who's the blind squirrel in this scenario?
Probably me.
Okay, probably. Well, in Major League Baseball right now, there's been a rash of pitching injuries, an epidemic, a pandemic, if you might even say. And a lot of discussion has been going on about why is it happening, what's going on, and some of the wondering has been about the pitch clock. Well, right before...
I haven't been wondering.
What?
I haven't been wondering.
Yeah, well, can you let me finish my intro, please?
Yep. Hey, but it wouldn't be a segment without me interrupting.
That's true. Well, it would be a show without you interrupting me. So before last year's beginning of all these new rules, the Bulldog and I were discussing their impact. And he said on the Ohio road trip episode, here's what he said.
Batters a certain way. So I don't think it's as huge of a problem as the pitch clock because first with the pitch clock, you need to pitch more in a shorter amount of, or you have a shorter amount of time to pitch, which will put more stress on pitchers. So I feel like the injury rate will be higher, and that'll change how teams pitch.
I don't hear anyone saying that.
Yeah, that's because I think ahead.
Could be an outlier, could be a genius. Sports management programs out there, pay attention.
Yeah, look.
I think it may be genius.
That's me.
My university slam program know that they have a sports genius on campus ready to cultivate and metamorphosize into something incredible.
I don't think they do, but because they make me pay like 10 grand for one summer class. So I don't think they understand like who I am.
They don't.
and the importance that they should be honored that I'm in their program.
You got to get on that. I mean,
I know.
no, I wasn't BSing. I mean, we were driving in the car going to look at Miami. And
That's true. This is
Bulldog,
crazy.
the Bulldog says this, and I was like, wow, no one was saying that.
Wow.
No one was saying that. And now, there's lots of things out there as to what's causing the injuries, and it's probably not one thing. But goodness, the players wrote a scathing letter basically blaming the owners because they sped up the pitch clock this year and made it worse. So, wow. I mean, the Bulldog, let me give you his credentials. Bulldog has played the game. Bulldog has pitched extensively and successfully.
Some may say too much.
Some may say too much, but I'm just saying,
AKA my mom.
ask the East High Angels or the Northfield Nighthawks. Just ask them about the Bulldogs pitching, and they might tell you. So he's got credentials, and damn is all I gotta say. Now, are you doubling down? Do you think it's more nuanced that it's not just the only factor to the injuries? Or, I mean, let me just sit back and sit at your feet and just bask in your wisdom. What do you think?
I mean, this whole podcast, you should be just basking in my glory, okay? But there are some pitchers out there saying it's because they have to like grip the ball harder because they don't have
I heard that about the
stuff,
tack, that they took away the tack too.
which I understand because like the harder you have to grip it, the more tension you put on your forearm. Makes a little sense. But like if your body doesn't have enough time, like the number way to like heal is like is time off. So when your body doesn't have the appropriate amount of time, you're just at higher risk. It's pretty simple.
Usually you think about the healing kind of in a big picture thing, like you pitch a full game and then you rest enough.
Mhm.
You usually don't want to think about it in between pitches, but I guess why not? I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of a perfect storm of things. We have these pitchers who've been raised in this system where players are one sport athletes. They have the repetitive motions all the time. They changed the rule. They took away the sticky stuff, and they sped up the game. I mean, there's all these things. It's like a perfect storm of things that contribute to it. And without one of them, maybe it's a little different, but all of them certainly. And maybe this year with that extra speed up, that just kind of, sped up the reaction and the issue. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying that's interesting what you say though. Like if my generation, because like they've outlawed everything and the rules will stay constant from high school to the pros. Cause like high school is about the same pace of play, probably a little faster than the MLB now. So if they are playing that same way for 10 years, maybe their arms will be more
Conditioned to that.
Yeah, more conditioned to that. But I don't know.
I guess it's got to change how you pitch too. I mean, if you know that you have less rest, maybe you pitch less.
It's true. Take away. I mean, wasn't the starting pitcher already dying?
I know.
It was less and less innings pitched.
Or maybe there'll be some experience that you train differently for that lack of rest and prep for games. You work different muscle groups or different type of conditioning that does that too. That just no one knows that. You got to do it over time.
Maybe the MLB allows for another roster spot so you can have another pitcher on there and maybe do like a 6-man rotation. But I'm not sure if like the actual rotation size is going to change anything. But
yeah, at the top, it's got to change because MLB still focuses on these guys who throw hard, who spin hard. It doesn't value. I mean, it doesn't value the guy or the pitcher who pitches differently, who has pace. I mean, you're not allowed to have pace anymore. So you got. So looking forward, with your crystal ball. Anything else you got to tell us that maybe will be a future vault segment?
I thought we were gonna save that for another segment, a new segment, the crystal ball.
Okay, that is one of our.
Well, let me look at my
Oh,
crystal ball.
I can tell
I'm
you,
doing a lot of.
we are brainstorming incredible new things to do. So if you want to say the crystal ball, I
For
mean,
some
it's
reason-
just tantalizing because you already showed us your genius. Maybe you want to give us a little more.
You want a little more, Rabbi? I can give you a little more.
I do. I'm gonna bask.
10 years from now, what time frame you looking at here? 5, 2?
Whatever you got.
Regarding the health of the pitchers,
I don't know, pitching in general. I mean, what do you
pitching in
think?
general. I think
Do we go back to starters? Do we become?
no, I think
starters?
it's gonna become less starters, but I think the big thing is they're gonna have to move the mound back.
Whoa.
10 years from now, they're moving the mound back.
Okay, market. Volume 4,
Like,
number 9.
The way they be growing them boys these days, oh no. Like the average
Whoa.
velo has gone way too high.
Wow.
And I know I'm a pitcher myself, so I should be advocating for the pitchers, but here I gotta advocate for the hitters. Like,
You don't think hitters are getting a little better at this?
well, I mean, the harder you throw, the less the hitters have to do. But like at some point, you gotta say, what is safe here?
So someone's got to get hurt, you saying?
I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but like that's how the world works. We go from one extreme, it goes too far, we reset and we keep on going back. The pendulum swings. So
I don't want to say never, but that seems huge. But hey, that's what you're. That's
we
what you're
move the
doing.
bases. Why can't we move the rubber?
We did not move the distance between the bases.
That's true.
We maybe there's like fractional distance between first, second, and third because of the larger bases, but we didn't really move them.
Yeah.
I mean, the height of the mound has been changed.
Ooh. Actually, we're going down to way too many things here, but
You're right. Okay. Yeah. Only the baseball geeks of our
we're
large
forgetting
listening audience are still listening anyways. Hey, Steve Worth, how you doing?
we're forgetting that this segment is supposed to be stroking my ego, not talking about what MLB could be. Because nobody cares about that. Everybody cares about me. That's just what
Let's get back. So you're in the vault and you just heard evidence of the Bulldog's genius. Next time, who knows? Maybe it'll be evidence of my genius or either of our goofiness. But look forward to the next edition of the vault. Well, if you're tuning into this edition of the Mozone podcast, you are in for a treat because not once but twice are you going to get to experience a new segment from me, Rabbi Mo, and the Bulldog. This segment we are calling the Soapbox. I mean, I know you hear us talk about what we think and yada yada all the time, but sometimes one of us is just called just to get on top of the soapbox and yell at the mountaintops and rant and rave because something is just pissing the one of us off.
Oh.
Now, this morning, Bulldog said, we got a soapbox later. And so all day long, I've been wondering, thinking, what has got his wheels turning? I can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends, Mozo Nation, here we go. The first edition of what we hope will be many of the Soapbox. Bulldog, all you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a public service announcement. We need to address the culture, society, social media, and the sport world, especially in my generation. I think it is. I can't really tell on social media these days. It could be 40-year-old men sitting on their couch.
Depends what you're on, I guess.
Yeah. Well, this is mainly Instagram. Okay. Now, I know Nuggets boasted a lot after we swept them in the conference finals last year. Okay. Maybe rightfully so, maybe not. Some may just, who knows? Okay.
Including Malone at the championship parade.
Yes.
When he asked
All right.
Yeah.
And then we beat them 4-1 this year.
They're pretty businessman-like about it.
Yeah, pretty businessman-like, okay?
Maybe they need a little of well, sorry. Go ahead.
The minute the minute we won and the matchup was between us and the Timberwolves, the whole entire community, probably mainly Laker fans, absolutely started annihilating us and wishing on our downfall. Now, why can't we just appreciate, respect greatness? Okay, over this year, I've learned to appreciate LeBron and his longevity while he's here. I'm learning to appreciate him. Yes, it is annoying when he gets every foul call in the playoffs. It just is what it is. Okay, well, we're not here to address that. But why the minute your team loses, you have to start preying on their downfall? Jokic is like one of the best centers, probably the best passing center of all time for sure, maybe the best passer of all time. And you can't just sit back and say, man, I hope he does well. Are you shitting me? Oh, Timberwolves, and then game 1 comes around. We get blown out. Game 2 gets blown, we get blown out. Everybody's like, oh, look at them now. They're a bunch of fucking nobodies, blah blah blah. Look at them. They crumble when they don't get a foul call. What? Can we not just like what is with this hate culture? I don't understand. It is terrible. And it's not just in this one, too. The whole like Taylor Swift, Kelsey thing with the Chiefs. This hate culture, like, what are we doing? Just appreciate greatness. Mahomes is like on this absurd run, and all we can think about is how much we hate him and everything. Just like step back and be like, you know what? I'm enjoy this while we can because it's only gonna last 10 years. Everybody's like reminiscing about how Curry, LeBron, KD, like that era is almost over. Y'all like you gotta pick choose. Like, are you gonna hate on them or are you gonna love them? It's absurd. You got, I mean,
we
I'm
know,
sure
first of all, just let's point out, this was an authentic rant by the fact that the Bulldog was cussing all over the place because for some reason he doesn't like to cuss on the podcast and he didn't even stop himself. And then second, there was this. Yeah, I've never seen him grab the mic like that. So this was some serious shit going on. He's feeling it deeply.
Why like the Lakers, and I know it's mainly Laker fans too, pissing me off. Y'all won the free throw battle by like an absurd amount, and then you're like making fun of us when we are arguing that we should get more free throws. Just
See, I haven't heard this, people. I'm just hearing this for the first time. I'm trying to. Is it possible you're taking that a little too seriously?
No. What? I mean, do they have a right to want the people they got bitched on by in the first round? Do they have a right to want them to lose? Sure. But like, why is it so aggressive? Like, maybe they're just being so aggressive because they're hiding their insecurities and they're worried that LeBron's gonna be gone. Who knows?
I mean, there's an old adage: you root for who beat you. So, I mean, maybe what you're saying is that's social media everywhere. It is hyper aggressive. It is more edgy than we've been societally or culturally. It is all those things. Because what you're talking about, I'm kind of of two minds, because what you're talking about is kind of the fun and beauty of sports, that you kind of can exercise this hate muscle in a fun, playful way. That it's okay. We don't teach our kids to hate, other than it's hating like evil or stuff like that. But we have fun with this. You know, I hate Michigan. I hate the Steelers, the Ravens, the Yankees. And it is a deep, gut-wrenching hate, but it's also in the context of sports. So it's in the context of play too. So I think that's part of the fun of sports, is that we do that. But then, like everything, it seems that social media makes things like just worse, like more intense and not a good way. So I'm feeling that for you. And I mean, why can't we? I think of like Cardinals fans in baseball or Knicks fans in basketball who are just, they kind of have a Cardinals fans are known for applauding a good defensive play by the other team. Even though you want there's no question their loyalty. So kind of, why can't we why can't we hate on in a sports way, but also like you're saying, I mean, LeBron, he pisses me off too, but he's pretty incredible. Should you ever provide me with grandchildren, we both could say we watched LeBron play.
I do be thinking about that a lot, like how kids are gonna ask me like whether they're mine or not, like what it was like watching this dude, like watching
Yeah.
Mahomes.
We have those conversations.
Yeah, we do. So and even like TV analysts, they're obviously more trained and reserved about it, but they kind of just were like, yeah, we've had enough of the Nuggets. That's another thing.
Oh. Bonus rant, here we go. Bonus soapbox.
We get like expect this is a prime example, Formula One for Nick Sorensen, our only viewer, pretty much. Though everybody
Don't get Steve Worth that way.
Okay, sorry. But like what I'm trying to say is the moment someone becomes great, we just want a new thing. Like that's a new thing with the social media.
That's so true.
Swipe.
Yeah.
We want a new thing every single time. So when like Max Verstappen comes around, finally beats Lewis Hamilton, everybody was like, "Oh, yay!" Like decrowning their six times in a row. Anyways, now he's won like 3 or 4 in a row, and everybody hates the man, and sometimes me too. But
so wait a minute.
wait, no, but
you can't rant against that and then say
we win one trophy, and everybody's like, "Hell no, frick you! You're not gonna win another until 70 till 2070. We want Ant to get his now." It's like, give us some time. Like, not everything gonna happen instantly. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that maybe I should probably look in the mirror, maybe. But there's also some other things that I can control more, like I'm more reduced about than others. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Got anything else to add to that?
Get off my lawn.
But that's not it at all, though.
No, it's not. Well, no, it's not old. I mean, it's a legit rant, and I guess I'm not as present on social media, so I don't feel that pain. It was bad enough the section at the church, he's a Lakers fan. So when I walked into the building today, he was giving me a little hard time.
No. Like, see,
but it wasn't that sports
soldier.
But it wasn't that kind of fun sports way. It wasn't what you're talking about. It was because I gave him a hard time when the Lakers when we beat the Lakers. So,
and I bet you most of these assholes will go and say something absurd on social media and then be more reserved and have more fun with it outside.
But that's it. That's why social media seems to kind of liberate people to be extra nasty.
That should be like our next question of the bye week. Does social media make sport worse?
Social media make the world worse.
It's true.
That's sermon material, my friend.
And there's the tornado siren again, right?
And I would be the first one to give that sermon. So, all right, well, maybe you should go protect yourself.
No, I really don't think it's that bad.
You've let that loose. Maybe you feel a little lighter, feel a little freer. It will be more nimble as you get your way to the shelter.
Well, I'm still eating cafeteria food, so I'm not pretty nimble at the moment.
Week and a half, baby. Week and a half.
And then so pretty much our next episode will be right in that little basement of yours.
All right. There'll be 2 of us under the Mozone.
Oh, maybe the next guest will be the sister. I
thought we had to have 1,000 likes.
No, that was mom. Mom was 100 views.
100 views, okay. All right.
that does it for another metamorphosizing episode of the Mozone, which also happens to be the greatest podcast on the planet. Never forget it, even though we both forget it constantly. That's all. Have a good day.
And have a good night, everybody.